Continuing with the NorCal Sports TV Spring Invitational. It is April 1st. I'm NorCal's voice of choice, Levi Flores, and we're starting off with a block by the Motherlode Miners. That is Casperry denying the first attempt at points for Swarm. The Motherlode Miners have been down playing from a few hours away, looking to dominate in this first NorCal youth event of the year. There's a travel on the Miners, but they did get the block. They got the stop right afterwards. They look to continue. Just keep Swarm off the board is what they're looking at. Swarm gets it back here, but first a swat, count the basket, and an extra one. That's Ryan X putting the bucket down and a chance at one more. Misses the three-point play, but a travel on the rebound. Ryan Oleska brought the ball down and took a few steps while he was trying to catch his balance. Two nothing. Swarm getting the first bucket, and here are the Motherlode Miners who get their first offensive opportunity. It looks to be a great one as they go straight down to the bucket. Cut left, Jordan Casperry cuts through the defense. A corner shot, misses. Casperry back on it with the offensive board. They'll finally slow it up, set up on the outside. Here's Jerry Marston. Bounce pass, deflected, and a foul called on Provost. Looked clean on first contact, but as he kept wrapping through, Errol Garner forced the contact among Provost, and now he has two free throws. One for two at the free throw line. The Miners get it off the missed free throw. Three ball by Castro misses, but a foul on the ground away from the shot leads to Swarm basketball. That was Errol Gardner picking up the foul. It's looking to be a great game between Swarm and the Motherlode Miners. Just looking at the first few attempts by the Miners. Moving the ball, the speed that they have, and Swarm just not giving up. Makes for a great matchup. Here go the Miners now. Beat out the defense. Kick it over. Gardner moves. Blocked. Denied by Oleska. Here's Caspary. A beautiful one-hand underarm pass, but then the travel by Jerry Marston gives it right back to Swarm. And Jordan Caspary had the opportunity to see him quite a bit. Fantastic player, and he just keeps getting better. He's been to our NorCal Sports TV summer basketball camp for a few years in a row, and this past year he actually was able to go up and play at the higher age group because they needed an extra player and said, hey, we're going to get Caspary in here. He did his work. He was fantastic. And just from last summer to now, the abilities that he's gained that I've been able to recognize in these opening minutes is absolutely wild and intensified. Foul sends Marston shooting some free throws. Marston. Count it. Two for two. Marston drops down both. Swarm, wing three, wraps it out. Oleska working on Marston. Marston puts a hand up. That's a tough shot for Swarm's Ryan Oleska. Able to get that up and over the hand and bring it over your head as well. Just not an easy thing to replicate. Substitution by the Motherlode Miners. Breaking past the half-court press. Caspary underneath, wrapped to Marston. Defense comes from behind. It's too late. Marston scores another. Daryl Scott kicks it right side. Up and over. Deflected. A beautiful play defensively. Able to sniff that out and deny it before it has a chance of developing. Oleska. Lost it. Puts it back up over Marston. Kicks that leg out. Has to be careful. A lot of players only see the fouls up high, but it's a lot down low that can change the game. Three ball. Good. Knocks it through. J.J. Lundgren immediately makes a difference, doubling the score of Swarm 8-4. Scott. Closely defended. Has to dribble, has to pass or do something. Finally puts ball to Hardwood and then gives it up. Oleska, double team. Good ball movement. Looking at an open possession. Oleska flings it back out, and Scott gives up an open three to try to find a floater from the right side. They're going to call a foul on Jordan Caspary. So he had very minimal contact, but enough to where the official saw it. Here's Bo Klein to shoot 2 free throws. Klein able to go 1 of 2. Some Motherlode Miners slightly struggling to get this ball into play. Kills left side, swings the court, and then it's right back to Jordan Caspary, who had the wide open right side of the court. Caspary wraps it around to a flying 23, Xander Castro. Another foul on Jordan Kasperi, just sticking that arm out, a little contact on the wrist. There's Kasperi heading to the bench. And it's Will May who will come in to replace Kasperi, the point guard. Ryan X. X goes in, left hand, foul, 2 free throws, Swarm back at the charity stripe. X hits number 1. One of 2 again by Swarm, but they get the offensive board here. Gets the defense to jump. Daryl Scott, it looks like he's slightly scared to shoot. Looking at open baskets or open attempts and just not taking them. Motherlode Miners will send in another substitution. Errol Garner back in play. Swarm will bounce it in up top. Ryan X will unleash a 3-ball. That one's way short, but regained and put back up by Bo Klein, who drops the deuce, and it's back to a 1-possession game. Motherlode Miners using the speed to their advantage, beating out the entire Swarm team at every possibility they can get, as Will May just barely misses the 3-ball. Traveling, that is called on Jaden Provost, an easy call. Took that extra step right, picking up that pivot foot. Easiest call in basketball. Ball's given away on the pass from Errol Gardner. The Swarm quickly down the court looking for a foul. The play will go on, and the Motherlode Miners, because the team was arguing with the official, looked at an open look. Castro, wedgies. With the wedgie, it becomes a jump ball, and the Motherlode Miners will actually have this one with the alternating possession. Kasperi, dish underneath, Will May misses. Excuse me, that's J.J. Lundgren who just missed that shot. Now here's Daryl Scott. Corner 3, fading slightly backwards. Hits the backside break. Motherlode Miners, coast to coast, wraps in with the right hand, flings it up and in. J.J. Lundgren. 12-8 and a back and forth on the baseline on the inbound. Gives it right back to the Motherlode Miners. They'll look to extend their 4-point lead. Kasperi gets it in left side in the corner. Go around. Kasperi working on Ryan X. We have an offensive foul that goes the other way for the Swarm. Motherlode Miners got that ball back, did the turnover on Swarm on the baseline, then give it right back with an offensive foul. Five minutes left to play. Motherlode Miners up by 4.
No idea, Levi. No idea.
Miners right back down. A frozen rope shot just off the side. Regain the offensive glass. Inside the paint, short on everything. Parker Sprawling will come into play for Swarm. Sprawling will have it now. Sprawling hands it off. Oleska creating space, creating opportunities, and they got another one. That is Eli Benuelos entering for the first time. Gets that bucket, and the Motherlode Miners call a timeout as they're up large.
The way up from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that
NorCal Sports TV Spring Invitational live from Stockton, California at Venture Academy High School. I'm NorCal's voice of choice, Levi Flores, and the Motherlode Miners with a few-point lead here, 14-10 over Swarm. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in this first half. Still a whole 18 minutes to play after that. And it seemed like from the opening minutes that the Motherlode Miners, despite not putting up a ton of baskets and points, that they were going to dominate this game just in their style of play and the speed that they were bringing into it. Although the Swarm have changed that up, their Swarm is down by 4, but they're making a difference in this game. It might turn the tables in the second half, but the way the Swarm is playing right now and keeping it close, it could be the difference that they need. 3 ball, no. Offensive board, foul, bucket, and one more. It's Parker Sprawling for a 3-point play. Missed the free throw attempt. Motherlode Miners rebound. Here's Xander Castro. Kicks it right side. 3 ball, no. Breaks off the block. Offensive board again. Castro nearly pulls up again, but Buenelos was able to close him off. Will May will hit the 3, though. Launches from deep. It's 17-12. Oleska. And the foul on the reach. That's a 1-and-1 coming for Swarm. .90 seconds left in the first, and Swarm at the free throw line, 1-and-1. Looking to close it. Ryan Oleska unable to hit number 1, which means it's a live ball. And Jordan Casperry, double team, pushes the ball out to J.J. Lundgren, which looked to be a good play initially, but Lundgren couldn't get the full grasp and turns it over. Motherlode Miners still with a 5-point lead. 30 seconds left in this first. Corner 3 looks good. No. Miners, another board and the reach in. Be a Miner basketball. 15 seconds. The Motherlode Miners want to capitalize on this last possession. Hail Mary pass. It looked good at first. Oleska picks it off. They'll move it around. Tip back out. Swarm floats it up and down in the final 3 seconds, and that's how the first half ends. Motherlode Miners wanted their last shot, but the Swarm was able to take it back and bring it with another shot attempt. 17-14, 3-point game. The Miners barely hold on. It's the NorCal Sports TV Spring Invitational.
All the way up from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me, because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great examples of really kind people on and off the court here.
All the way up from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial.
Spring Invitational, second half of this one. Motherlode Miners and the Swarm. We have a good one on our hands. 18 minutes to play, and we had just seen the Motherlode Miners with a 6-point lead, but then the Swarm, they got back in that final minute. Were able to bring it within one possession. 3 points is the difference. 17-14. And it seems to be low scoring based on some of the other games that we've seen today as well. Although at the same time, we've seen a lot of scoring from these teams and a lot at the free throw line. It might just possibly come down to who fouls less. That might be one of the big differences in this, because both of those teams, 12 fouls in total is what we saw as the Swarm bring it within one in the first possession. Leading pass, Swarm goes out. Looks like Swarm got a bit of urgency at the break. Caspery gets the defensive jump, bounce pass to an open Marston. Ball goes off the foot of Ryan Oleska. The Miners will inbound from the baseline under the basket they're trying to score on. Inbound pass, foul, doesn't get it to go, earns a trip for 2. This is Mario Lopez. Lopez, 1 of 2. He hits the second. 2-point lead for the Motherlode Miners, but the Swarm, the difference in play that we saw from the first half to now is definitely different, and it favors the Swarm. The Motherlode Miners have to adjust to what Swarm is playing as and playing at. The drive, the kick, a Scott 3, no. Bounces up and down to Jerry Marston. Jordan Casperry will slow it up. All 5 defenders for Swarm are down the court, but Casperry is being double teamed, which means that there's someone open, but the Swarm, good placement, picks it out. 2-on-1, gives it up. Marston rises up, makes the stop, and Casperry will get it back. A fling up to number 2, Errol Garner, and rejected by Daryl Scott, who got there in time. Garner brought the ball down low, which he needs to keep it high, not just because Daryl Scott is a little bit smaller, but that's just because you pick up fouls if you hold the ball high, and you can keep it away from the players. But Daryl Scott using his speed and height to his advantage and taking that one away. That's a beautiful play by Daryl Scott. It's the second time I've seen him do that today. One in this game and one in a prior one. Ryan X, steal, pushes off the defense, and the ball's brought down by Will May. Good spin move by J.J. Lundgren. 3 ball, quick release, long. Motherlode Miners able to capitalize on their first bucket from the field in this second half. It came 3.5 minutes in. Defense jumps, a foul, count the basket, and one more. Ball comes down to Oleska. Putback is good. We're tied up at 20 apiece. Casperry has to work some magic here. Nearly gave that ball up again. Lundgren moves inside. A beautiful move. You don't see that at this level very often. J.J. Lundgren able to put the man in the spin cycle and throw it up off the glass. Picked up the dribble early. Marston is there on the stop. He gives it over to Casperry and pushes up with speed. Ryan X gets called on the block as Casperry was trying to move around him. Inbound underneath. Oleska puts a hand up. No whistle there. Seems like the officials have been calling every single thing that comes into their vision, not allowing any leeway as Provost gets down inside the paint. Gets colored new. Will May dips the shoulder down into Oleska, floats it up. No foul call either. But Will May drops it down for 2, back up by 2. Travel by Provost in front of the Swarm bench. And a substitution entering is Parker Sprawling. Lundgren behind the back, breaks the defense. Misses the attempt, goes back after it. Luckily his teammates there, Xander Castro, to keep it alive, and Kasperi working on Ryan X, his primary defender. 3, corner, no. Swarm now using their speed as the ball is lost. Kasperi broke it up early. Benuelos. Deep 3, Daryl Scott, front iron, gets his own miss, pushes his way inside from 10 feet out, got it to go off the backboard, and we're back up tied at 24. Marston. Benuelos, corner 3, good! The first lead for Swarm since it was in the opening minute. 27-24, and the Motherlode Miners' urgency is on their back. Kasperi attacks, fades, no. Push down low, sprawling, easy 1-2 dip for 2, and it's a lead for Swarm, who have had their largest lead in the game, 29-24, with 10 minutes and 21 seconds to go.
All the way up from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence, and this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me, because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great...
Live from Stockton, California at Venture Academy High School, it's the NorCal Sports TV Spring Invitational. I'm NorCal's voice of choice, Levi Flores, and for the majority of this game, the Motherlode Miners have been up by quite a bit, although just in the last 2 minutes, the Swarm have been able to put together a string of plays to go up by 5. They haven't had the lead since it was the opening minute, and they were up 4-2 over the Motherlode Miners, and now up by their largest lead of 5, looking to extend, but can't do so. Now the Motherlode Miners, with that break, need to capitalize on what they were told in the huddle. 9.5 minutes, not a lot of time. 5 points is a decent advantage to the Swarm, and they can extend now. Deep ball, J.J. Lundgren misses everything, and not the shot that the Miners really need right now. It's only a 5-point difference in which one layup can make a true difference. Back within 3 points, the team that they have definitely has the capabilities to come back within seconds. Scott. Blocked by Lundgren. Not enough space given for Daryl Scott to get it off. Xander Castro, he drives, and he's fouled. Castro goes 1 of 2 trying to get there for his own miss. 29-25, 8 minutes left. Sprawling picks up early. Ben Willows. Scott will unleash another three. Uses the glass. 32-25, and now Swarm looking to walk away with it. Casperi gets the defense on his hip. Strength in numbers to the Motherlode Miners. High arcing triple, and it knocks down. Daryl Scott trying to single-handedly keep the Swarm ahead. 32-28. Ben Willows will move across the screen from Scott. Ben Willows gets J.J. Lundgren on some skates, pushing him from left to right. Parker Sprawling has a foul there, reaching over Casperi. Castro kicks it left side. Back into Castro with the right hand. The spin off the backboard. It is back to 2, 32-30. Miners wanting to tie or take the lead for the first time in minutes. J.J. Lundgren a little too far away from the basket without the finesse. Ben Willows, one step inside, reached over by Castro. It's 2-on-3. Castro takes it himself, and he does it again. It's a tie game, 32-32 with 6 minutes and 9 seconds left to play. It's back and forth in the second half. You're watching NorCal Sports TV Spring Invitational. One falling down. One falling down. NorCal Sports TV Spring Invitational, live from Venture Academy High School in Stockton, California. I'm NorCal's voice of choice, Levi Flores, and we have 6 minutes, 9 seconds to play in this game. And the Motherlode Miners have completed the comeback to tie it up at 32-32, but the comeback is never complete until the final buzzer goes and you're ahead. So we'll see what happens with 6 minutes, a lot of game time, and one basket can change the play. Jordan Casperi will have another foul under his belt. And Parker Sprawling will have 2 free throws for himself. Sprawling gets his first, back in the lead by 1. Sprawling gets his second as well. (34-32), a full minute taken off. Lundgren, left hand, good, and one. Lundgren gets the three-point play. He ties it up and can have the lead with this. Offensive board. Castro goes, gets the bucket, but an offensive foul away from that. That is called on Errol Gardner. So Gardner, despite connecting on the bucket, it will not count, and it's still tied at 34-34. Sprawling, 3, left side, offensive board, goes for another, it's Provost, and he misses. Castro, he has Lundgren on his right side, goes left instead. Dribbles through, another foul, and free throws will be in play. Ben Willows back in for Team Swarm. 3.5 minutes and counting. Tied. And it's Mario Lopez at the free throw line. Lopez able to get this one. Lopez goes 2 for 2 in time that it matters most. Benuelos, screen from Provost. Klein throws it right off the leg of J.J. Lundgren. Storm will stay with it. That was a foul on the Motherlode Miners. So Leska will drive inside, and another foul. This is Mario Lopez. Oleska unable to convert. Free throw number 1. There's 2 minutes on the clock. Motherlode Miners are up by 2. Oleska gets the second and separates by 1. Caspary looking at his options. Corner, 3, short. Oleska's there for Swarm. Oleska, bounce pass, opposite side. Sprawling misses. Lopez trying to stop Oleska. Oleska will get the bucket, and he'll have an opportunity for one more. A 3-point play is at hand for Team Swarm. They take a lead. That's 5 fouls on Mario Lopez. Oleska unable to put that one through. Swarm still up by 1 as Caspary trying to dribble past Benuelos. Marston kicks cross court. Marston goes the other side. This 3, it looks good, but it's not. Benuelos pulls it in for Swarm, picked up his dribble early and finds Bo Klein on his right side. Provost. Sprawling.
the replay.
Foul called here. A 1-and-1 for Parker Sprawling. Motherlode Miners want to talk about what they need to do next as they find themselves down by 2 with just over a minute to play at the Spring Invitational. One falling down. One falling down. Motherlode Miners down by 1, 38-37 in Team Swarm. Currently at the free throw line, it's Parker Sprawling. One free throw available to him. 1 minute, 6 seconds left in the game. Not a lot of options for the Motherlode Miners. Already has Mario Lopez fouled out. Sprawling puts down that free throw. They're up by 2. And they throw it away. Here's Swarm. Sprawling switches. Benuelos moves around, puts it up. It's good. Benuelos extends. 41-37. No time to waste for the Motherlode Miners. Here's Will May. He's fouled down the sideline by Sprawling. With that, it's a 1-and-1 for the Motherlode Miners, and the ball is in the hands of Will May. Possibly add 2 points as the clock is stopped, bring it back to 1 possession. He needs to make this, though, and he does. Will May downs both of them, 41-39. 47.7 seconds. The defense is what matters here. Bo Klein in the left corner. Sprawling up top along with Provost and Benuelos on the right side. Oleska working the paint. Provost shrugs off his defender, Errol Gardner, as Sprawling spins to the baseline. Goes up with the right hand, but the toilet bowl roll gets plunged out. Will May with the full head of steam. Hands it off to J.J. Lundgren, using the handles to spin around his defender of Provost, but the ball is too strong off the backboard. Lundgren slow to get up, having to come back down on defense. Only a few seconds left, and the Swarm is fouled. This will lead to a 1-and-1 for Swarm, who is already up by 2. All he needs to do is miss one. It doesn't matter if it's the first or second. 8.9 seconds. Bo Klein at the free throw line. 1-and-1. Misses. The Miners get the rebound. Here's J.J. Lundgren. 5 seconds to shoot and get it off. Kasperi's on the right side. Needs to get it off. He floats it up, but way too much time wasted in handling the ball and never passing. And the Motherlode Miners fall to Team Swarm, who take the lead in the end, 41-39 over the Motherlode Miners. Our NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp Player of the Game up in a moment.
All the way up from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence and this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me, because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great examples of really kind.
Our NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp Player of the Game, Parker Spreling, you had a fantastic performance out there. It was back and forth the entire game. In that beginning, well, you guys were down by quite a bit. You came back. How were you feeling throughout that first part of the game where you knew you had to come back?
I was feeling good.
And what led you to that comeback? Because the Motherlode Miners were out there. They were fast. They were scoring. But what led you to really, like yourself, like your performance itself? What put it into your heart?
Our teammates having confidence in each other.
And then at the very end, down to the wire, up by 2. What was going through your head in the final play?
It was just, I had the open lane, and
just came down to it?
Yeah.
Just came down to it. Well, you had a fantastic performance. What do you have to say about your teammates?
Our teamwork is really good.
Well, congratulations on your victory. A 2-point win coming down to the wire is always fantastic and exciting. Thanks again. NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp Player of the Game.